On College Game Day today, Pat McAfee really concerning words as he says donor has pulled out at West Virginia and he had to foot the bill. Are we in trouble? Are we cooked, as they like to say?
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. This is Locked On West Virginia and a bit of an emergency edition as we're going to dive into some comments made by Pat McAfee today on College Game Day. We're going to listen to a couple seconds of that and then bring in our guest. 1 second here as we share the screen. This is Wisdom Morgantown, and want to thank him for cutting this out for us to hear.
There was a Wednesday that I got a call from Rich Rodriguez, who was my college football coach, a man that I think is going to be able to do good things at West Virginia. And one of our biggest donors decided that he was not going to give the amount of money that they thought he was potentially going to give.
So that's enough, right? I don't have to play the whole clip. Jackson Johnson joins. What's up, brother?
I'm doing all right. Just keeping an eye on my things in the world of college football and telling everybody and especially those cashiers at Publix about the magic of this latest edition of Locked On West Virginia, where Mountaineer Paul goes over the West Virginia Mountaineers, your team every day.
Yep. Guys, by the way, thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we talk about your team every single day in the Mountaineers, brought to you by FanDuel. Right now with FanDuel, new customers can bet $5 and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So download the FanDuel app today to get started. All right, so Pat McAfee had to foot the bill for a big donor, he says. And I think, there's a lot about this that I want to get into really quick, and there's a lot of information coming at you fast. Just stick with me for a minute, guys, okay? So I'm going to just go ahead and start it now like we haven't even mentioned it yet, okay? So today on College Game Day in Nashville for Vandy, Missouri, Pat McAfee basically jumped into a little bit of a soliloquy about, this situation, right? And talking about a donor. Rich Rodriguez called him on a random Wednesday and said, hey, we need money by tomorrow. And unfortunately for Pat, what's he supposed to do, right? So he had to do it. And a donor is not giving as much as had been promised. A lot of times you're going off promises. Hey, what can you pledge? Hey, what can you pledge? Hey, what can you pledge? And then you get a pot of money and you know within a general amount about how much you have, right? Well, we have 15 million pledged, might only get 10, right? That's just how we think that the game works, unfortunately, because people have to follow through on their promises, but not always happening.
Everybody's kind of lining up like Bugs Bunny and all those different disguises where he goes, how about me, boss? And 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 me,
right.
Boss.
So, obviously, I think this is a situation where a lot of people are going to speculate that it's Ken Kendrick. It's not Ken Kendrick. That is somebody that I know is really close friends with Rich Rodriguez, and there's already been some reporting that Ken Kendrick is not the person they're talking about. So you can take a sigh of relief on that, but still, there are several donors that are worth, sometimes half, maybe a little less of what Ken Kendrick's worth in some cases. So we have some really rich donors outside of Ken Kendrick. It's still very concerning. Ken Kendrick could do it all alone, but why should he have to? So, obviously this is a situation too where trying to figure out what timeline this is. Was this before the season? Was this recently? I think it was more recently based on the way he said it, because he was like, obviously, guys, I'm already paying, going out the door. Now I'm getting a call from Rich Rodriguez saying we need money to these guys we promised. I just don't know. It makes sense now why West Virginia would save $5 million from this portal or this fiscal year, this portal window for next portal window before this fiscal year ends. If that makes sense to anybody. I confirmed it yesterday with somebody who was a GM in this arena. I made a call and was like, "Hey, I just want to ask you a question. Is it possible for West Virginia to do this?" And this is before the McAfee thing came out. He said, "Yeah, basically what they're doing is they didn't use 5 million of of the money on the through the cap this year, and on this year's team, and they're able to use it on next year's team, even though it's still considered this year in the fiscal year. So that's how that works, right?" And I think they're probably in a situation now. I've been critical of them for doing this. I've been saying for weeks, why didn't they spend this $5 million on this year's team? We needed it, right? Like, you need a good start to get people to continue to invest in the program.
Hey, kitty.
She hasn't been up there in a while. So, no, she's going to jump on my blanket back there. Go on, get down.
Hey, kitty.
She'll jump on that blanket back there every single time for whatever reason. So, yeah, so, I think this is one of those things where they're having to cut some corners or put money in next year's pot just to be safe. 5 million is a pretty big pledge from anybody, right? So I think maybe this is money that they're trying to make up for. Jackson, what say you?
That's what I think too. They're saving it for the long term. And 2025, of course, this is just another bad day for Mountaineer Nation for 2025. But the bright
Yeah.
side is, the bright side of it being a bad year is the best part about being down is the only way to go is up.
That's right, man.
That's what's going to happen.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's why I bring you on this show, Jackson. Thank you. Needed that. All right. So obviously, I feel really bad for Pat McAfee. He threw donor fatigue in there, and he was talking about other people, but I don't doubt that he probably meant it for himself too. And it sucks. Can you imagine being Pat McAfee? You basically, and here's the thing, and I want to get your all's thoughts on this. This is the part that bothers me about it the most. Does it sound like to anybody else that, so Pat McAfee's been very vocal about this publicly, about this Rich Rodriguez thing, right? Do you think that by them asking him, he's kind of leveraged against himself? Does that make sense? Like, you've been hyping this up. You drove the bus to get Rich Rod kind of home here, and now they need help. And I mean, what are you supposed to do now? Like, I've basically publicly been saying he's going to turn it around. All these people in West Virginia are probably looking to me. I hate it for Pat. I got to be honest. I mean,
he's dealing with that amongst a number of things. I mean, he's dealing with some fusses with the producers of ESPN, which he talked about having to deal with over the past few days. So he's dealing with that on top of, having to be the guy that everybody in West Virginia is looking to. He's kind of like, I'm not too crazy about it, but I will do it for my alma mater. I will save my alma mater. And we know he's going to do the right thing.
Yeah, of course he will. He'll do the right thing, but at what point you probably wanted to save that for another day, right? You didn't want to have to ask Pat in year one, we really need saving here. Like, that would have been better for year 2 or year 3. And maybe he'll do it again. I don't know how much money he's actually got. What's his net worth? Let's see. And we may not even have.
I mean, he's got a lot. I mean, he's made all that money from FanDuel. He's made all that money from Barstool, and all that ESPN money.
It says he's worth around $60 million. It's not like he's a billionaire. You know what I mean?
No.
No. So my thing with that is like, what can he really get? Like, you're asking for a significant. If you ask for more than $1 million, which is a lot of money, that's a significant portion of his total net worth. Now, he's also got a lot of money coming in. He's probably making this year. How much does Pat McAfee make this year? How much?
Well, I mean, there's College Game Day. There's the Pat McAfee show
this year. WWE as well.
Yep.
Says he's going to make an estimated $17 million this year. So sure, he's got it, but like, and he does have the $85 million deal
Mm.
5-year, $85 million deal. And he's also, which he gets creative control. We know that he's got the ESPN, like you said. He does have other earnings, like you said. He's got the company, the Pat McAfee Incorporated. He's got other business ventures. So this could be upwards of 25, 30 million. Who knows? But, he's probably able to do this. It's just, listen, if I were him, I would gladly do it personally. If it was me and I had that kind of money and it wasn't spoken for, maybe it's spoken for. But if it's not spoken for, let's say I had a reserve of 30 or $40 million. Would I give 5 or 10? Yes, I would with ease. With ease, I would. But they need more than that, really, right? So it's like you can't be all of it. We have other guys, but I don't know. I mean, is it just Pat McAfee and Ken Kendrick and a few small other guys at this point? We were told. To me, it seems like here's the thing that bothers me the most, and then we'll move on really quick. It seems like we were sold a false bill of goods in some senses because, and I don't want to overreact to this news either, and I'm bad for that. Like my emotions are a little high right now because I'm so protective over Pat personally. Like I'm just a big fan of his, and he's sent me money before for. So like, there's like a lot of things like that. I've never met the guy, right?
Yeah.
But, I've got the screenshot and everything where they sent me some money for promoting them just a few years ago. So, I don't even know why he did it really, but either way, it doesn't matter. So I guess there's a personal element to that, but I just don't want him to. Obviously, he's culpable for some of the hype, but that doesn't mean you can corner him like somebody else said, West Virginia Rocker. He probably feels a little cornered, right? What am I supposed to do? It's a rough situation. I don't like it, Jackson.
It is. 2025 is going to get even rougher.
Yeah.
But 2026,
and there's probably some points I'm not thinking about because I'm on my head a little bit about this. Obviously, I think this is bad for, this is a bad look for the university, right? It's also a good wake-up call for West Virginia as a fan base. We need to all pitch in, right? Some way, shape, or form. We all need to do something. It all does add up. Pat's our secret weapon. He's our biggest microphone. He's our biggest publicity agent. He's one of our biggest donors. And can you imagine? You hear behind the scenes all the time. This guy is so many things to so many people. What does he have in his bucket? I worry about that. Maybe other people don't care, but I wonder about Pat as far as what is he getting back in return? Is he keeping himself fulfilled? Because at the end of the day, I want him to be on our side 20 or 30 years from now, not this to be a flash in the pan while Rich Rodriguez is here. And when Rich Rod's gone, he's gone. Like I want him, if I had my choice of the publicity and no money and him sticking around for 30 years, I'll take that over the flash in the pan burnout donor burnout over the course of this Rich Rodriguez tenure.
You don't
the
want
next coach is going to be like,
you don't want to be similar to like Colorado with Coach Prime.
Very great point.
North Carolina with Bill Belichick, although North Carolina's tied at 10 against Virginia, but that's besides the point.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look, just because he was a part of the train that drove Rich Rod back here doesn't mean he can still also be cornered for money.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't, like he's already helped, right? So, I mean, what's he supposed to do? Not publicly support his head coach? I mean, some people have no empathy at all in life, man. None, or sympathy. Obviously can't empathize with this.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater on Rich Rod, I say, because
and I'm sure this is going to be a bit of an overreaction to this too. But luckily it's not Kendrick. I think that would be a big one, and he's not going to be around much longer either. So we've got to get our ducks in a row for this next stretch run, and we better hope it works because we could be a perpetual Kansas, Vanderbilt, or Rutgers if we're not freaking careful here going forward. I'm dead serious. Like we're playing with real fire here. We better get it turned around these next 2 or 3 years. We better hope we made the right damn choice.
I believe it will.
All right, let's go to break. It's game day. West Virginia's playing TCU today. I have some thoughts on the game, and then we'll get a checkup on Jackson's world of college football. What's going on in the world? Is anything crazy going on right now? Surely North Carolina's not tied with somebody after looking like the worst team in the country. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by our friends at Kuo. Kuo is a pretty cool thing. Used to be known as Open Phone. One of the tools that help make a huge difference for business owners is Kuo, formerly known as Open Phone. It's a great same business phone system you've heard me talk about before with just a new name. Here's what matters. Every missed call is money left on the table. When every customer conversation counts, you need a phone system that keeps you connected 24/7. Kuo is the #1 business phone system that streamlines customer communications as it works right through an app on your phone or computer, so there's no more carrying 2 phones or relying on a landline. Whether you're a solo operator juggling everything on a part of a larger team, Kuo makes it easier to stay responsive and professional. See why over 90,000 business owners trust Kuo, formerly known as Open Phone. You too can get started for free and get 20% off your first 6 months at kuo.com/lockedoncollege. That's kuo.com/lockedoncollege, where you can even keep your existing number for free. Kuo, no missed calls, no missed customers. In segment 2, I crack a Gator Dew. What are you cracking?
Coffee Dew.
Coffee Dew.
Yep. It's Saturday, and I got to make sure I am up all day and all night, especially until 2 a.m. or in West Virginia's case at Eastern time, 3 a.m. to keep an eye on all of college football.
And we know you'll do that. We all know you do that. All right. So West Virginia TCU today, obviously, a couple of thoughts on the game. There's actually a few people that predict games that think West Virginia's got a shot here. Obviously there's a few things I need to see in this game. I want to see improvement from Scotty Fox Jr. I think we'll probably see 2 quarterbacks at some point unless Scotty plays well. Maybe we'll finally get to see Max Brown. I'd like to see him throw it. I think Max can throw it. I've told you this all year. So I just want to be on record one more time as saying that. I've gone on before the season and said Max Brown has the best arm in the room. So we'll see if it happens or not. Although I do like Scotty's. He's just got to get his mind right. Everything's moving so fast. We need some production out of the running back room. Would love to see Cannon Catcher play at some point. But, I mean, who knows what's going to happen there. I get it. He's not played at all, and maybe isn't ready. I don't know. But we need some guys to step up in that room. Obviously, there's very few left. We're down to basically nothing, so we'll see what happens there. And then offensive line changes. I think we're looking to offensive line changes. I think Agbo should get the start, hopefully. Hopefully it's not the same 5 guys again on the O-line because we were told we were going to see changes. Does that mean that we're going to see changes like rotating in? Or are we actually going to see new starters on the O-line? I would like to see new. Maybe that's not a popular thing to say, but that's just my personal opinion on it, right? So there you got that going. And then defense needs to play so much better. And against a guy like Josh Hoover who can just carve you up like a chicken nugget, Jackson.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to get on Josh Hoover's bad side. He's a freaking gunslinger with that bright arm he's got. Good grief.
Yeah, he can fling it around a little bit, which Jackson changed his mind today, by the way. He picked West Virginia by 30.
I wish West Virginia could win by 30. I wish.
Yeah. No, Bill Steele actually went on record and said he thinks West Virginia's got a fighting chance here today. I found that to be interesting because Bill Steele's not wrong a lot. And
he had
predicted every game.
He had Oklahoma as the #1 surprise team going into 2025.
That's right, he did. He did. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, you'd be stupid to pick, West Virginia in this game. But if we surprise and win this game, I'll see you all in the post game, right? Like that'll be something we'll all be excited about, all be happy about. And I think our program needs a shot in the arm before this Sunday matchup doubleheader where West Virginia women's and basketball team will be on display, which would be great to see. But we all know that those teams are both going to dominate who they play. We're playing Fairmont State and they're playing Wheeling University. So you better win.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to one more break. And then we'll dive into Jackson's World College Football, and then we'll get back to college sports today. We'll be right back. Locked on West Virginia. This episode of Locked on West Virginia going to be brought to you by FanDuel. With FanDuel, it's a pretty simple thing. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet $5 that'll make you holla. And if you can, download the app. Do that. It'll be great for you. That's right. You can pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you win like $300 to use across the app. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats like Jackson, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better for you. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com today to download the FanDuel app, and you too can get started. And now it's time to dive into the weird, wild, and wonderful world of Jackson Johnson's world of college football.
And we are fleeing to segment 3 of Locked On West Virginia. And let's see, Nebraska and Northwestern are tied at 21 apiece. Indiana is just smacking UCLA off the face of the earth. And Georgia Tech smacking Syracuse off the face of the earth. Oklahoma is winning 26-25 against the Ole Miss Rebels, but the Ole Miss Rebels are in the red zone. Trinidad Chambliss is making some huge plays for the Rebels. And Virginia, North Carolina, the South's oldest rivalry. North Carolina is putting TCU on upset alert. And SMU Wake Forest is a tight one. SMU is winning 12-10. As I warned everybody here on Locked On West Virginia the other day when we did the ACC picks, I said Wake Forest be a trap game for SMU. Sorry,
you
Grayson.
did. You've been right about a lot of these games. I was looking at the scores earlier. You called North Carolina. You called Georgia Tech over Syracuse. You called a lot of these. What are some other ones you called? I'm trying to remember.
Let me see. I'm
Louisville.
wrong on Kansas.
You called Louisville over Miami.
Yeah, I said that Miami will win a tight one, but don't be surprised if Louisville upsets Miami.
You said that's what Brian Brom does. He pulls off upsets. Or Jeff Brom. Sorry, you have to understand when West Virginia used to play against Louisville, he was the quarterback. So
oh man,
I still get that name in my head, I guess.
That'd be awesome to see Louisville, West Virginia as a conference game.
Or no, wait, it was Jeff Brom the quarterback, and Brian Brom was – I can't even remember anymore. Who's Brian Brom, the offensive coordinator or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, Brian Brom is.
Okay. For whatever reason, Brian Brom gets stuck in my head.
Well, and Auburn, Arkansas, the Sleazebag Bowl, as I like to call it.
Why?
Hugh Freeze and Bobby Petrino are sleazy.
Yeah.
So
it ain't easy being sleazy, though.
Oh man,
the Fighting Bobby Petrinos are winning right now, and Auburn could be potentially in as bad a situation as West Virginia's in, and my boss may fire me. Zach
I don't think he would have liked what I said on the Michigan call-in show on what I called Hugh Freeze. It's a very bad name that I called Hugh Freeze.
Oh yeah, well, don't say it on here then.
Oh, no worries, not on here. So it's like, oh man,
if you got Zach Blackerby crushes it, by the way, over on Locked On Auburn.
Oh, he does an awesome job on there.
I think he's got close to 20,000 subs. His audio platform, he does like, I don't know, it's like 20,000 downloads a week or something crazy. It's huge.
Oh man,
it's like one of the biggest in the country.
Man, he's a genius, man. I tell you what, like
he's just been putting in work for Auburn for a while, and they've got a crazy fan base. Like they're like ours. Auburn's like our fan base, except just bigger. They just have more people, right? Anyways, what are some games we haven't gone over?
We have not gone over the SEC. And we'll start off with Tennessee, Kentucky tonight at 7:45 p.m. on the SEC network.
Who you got? I want you to go first.
Tennessee will win, but they'll find a way to screw it up somehow, but still win it because of their bad clock management.
Yeah. Well, they're a team that likes to go fast, A lot of times those teams have issues with that. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Obviously, the Kentucky job is one that you think will be coming open soon as well.
Oh,
Especially if they lose today. Stoops, which I'm glad because Neil Brown, that should be the ultimate job for Neil Brown. We'll see.
I mean, the fact is, like, when you hear rumors about Stoops wanting out, asking where he's like having no issue negotiating his buyout, where like we don't know if it's true or not, but at the same time, the fact that you're hearing rumors about it is bad news for the Kentucky Wildcats right there.
Yeah, it's not great. And Stoops actually went on a radio show famously and said, I can't get any money from the donors. It all goes to basketball, which is true. If they had one winning season, like a legit winning season there, I think that it would turn around for them a little bit. They just haven't been good during the portal era that I can think of, like really good. But Kentucky's one of those jobs I consider a sleeping giant job, like Kansas in a way. If the right guy gets that job, they could turn around quickly because they have a bunch of donors. They got plenty of money. If they really wanted to give it to football, they could.
Agreed. And we've got Alabama, South Carolina after Ole Miss, Oklahoma on ABC.
South Carolina by 30.
That's not going to happen.
No, Alabama wins this game. I'm going to say they chew them up like a chicken nugget by 17.
Oh, Alabama's going to win 35-13. Oh, man, my guy that you met, Jeffrey, on Talk Sports, he has Alabama winning 35-14. He was like on Only Talk Sports on Monday. He's like, I've got Bama winning by 21. But as they say, great minds think alike. Well, in that case, the three of us have great minds and we all think alike. So it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
And we've got Texas, Mississippi State in Starkville, Mississippi, 4:15 p.m. on the SEC network. If Texas can win this one, their playoff hopes are still alive.
Good Lord. This is a tricky game for Texas. It's in Starkville. It's one of the toughest places to play. Starkville is really underrated as a place to go play. It's so hard to play there. I'm going to pick Mississippi State. I think they pull off the upset.
Oh, wow. I'm going to go with a not so fast, my friend, honor of Lee Corso. I'm going to go with Texas in a 31-17 fashion.
All right.
And we've got some big ones. College Game Day, speaking of which, is going to Nashville. Well, they've already been in Nashville. It starts in 26 minutes as we've got the Vanderbilt Commodores against the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah. I got to say, you got to go with Vandy here, man. That's just the season of Vandy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Man, I tell you what.
It's good for college football, isn't it? The same teams are good every year, Jackson. Every single year, the same teams. Why can't an odd team be good every now and then, right? Like it was good last year when Arizona State, I felt like, made it to the playoff. Same thing here.
Well, Vanderbilt's definitely going to win in a 35-20 fashion. It's going to be miserable for the Missouri Tigers. And last but not least, in the SEC world, we've got Kirk Herbstreit going from Nashville to Baton Rouge to call Texas A&M LSU. And if A&M beats LSU, it'll be the first time since 1994 that they have beaten the LSU Tigers at Baton Rouge.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough place to play, right? Maybe the toughest place. I'm going to have to go with LSU at home. Gosh, it's a tough place to win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a jungle boogie with the LSU Tigers in a 24-21 fashion. And it's about the get down for the Aggies, unfortunately.
Right.
Shout out to Pulp Fiction and Quentin Tarantino, the master of movie making.
Is that all? Is it all the games?
That's all of the SEC, and Ole Miss.
All right.
Ole Miss is stopping Oklahoma, but oh man,
Did you miss on a game?
nah. We've got SEC. We did the ACC. We did the Big 12. We did the Big 10. Ooh,
Yeah.
there we go.
There we go. We did the Big 12 as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Look at South Florida Memphis games going well right now for South Florida. That's like the Group of 5 bowl right there.
Oh yeah. I heard Reese Davis was vouching to go have game day go there before Memphis lost to UAB.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. We called the Indiana win, didn't we? That's 56-6 right now.
Oh man.
We knew that was going to be a blowout.
Oh, it's violent over in Bloomington.
Is Indiana the best team in the country?
Yeah, it's looking that way.
It's crazy to me, man.
They look like it. I think they could beat Ohio State, honestly. I mean, I know Ohio State.
They definitely could. Yeah.
Yeah, because like when we see Indiana, Ohio State in a battle of unbeatens, like regardless, I mean, you're going to see both these teams go to the playoffs, but it's going to be about who gets that bye week between the two. And if Indiana's winning, it'll be the first time since 1967 that they've won a conference title in all of college football. That's when we were starting to have color TVs for those that could really afford it.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. Oh, God. Well, I mean, if you just look at the top 25 right now, I'll just say it's not exactly how your daddy's top 25 would have looked, right? I mean, you've got a lot of those same players in there, but you've got Vanderbilt, right? You've got Georgia Tech, and you've got Indiana all in the top 10. You got BYU at 11, which, I mean, they've been good over the years, but never really this good, right? Virginia is at 16. So you've got all these, and these are you got Cincinnati at 21. Like if I'm and Arizona State at 24. So if I'm a coach like Rich Rod, those are the teams I'm studying. Those are the teams I'm looking at to say, what did they do? Obviously, Indiana is an anomaly. I don't think anybody can replicate what they've done just because I think it's at this point, it's got to be. It's just got to be to what it's got to be what Signetti's doing. That's what it is. It's basically all about whatever it is that they do. I think that's what so it's not something you could probably replicate. Now you may be able to imitate, but who knows if it'll be as good. But like what Georgia Tech's done at Brent Keys over the course of 4 or 5 years, this has been a steady growth for them, right? They went 7 or 8 wins, and they went 8 or 9 or 6 or 8 wins. I think they won a couple years of like 6 or 8 wins. I have to go look. And now they're finally where they are. But but these are not, in some of these cases, I don't think it is specific to the team and the coach, but in Indiana's case, I do think that. But with like Cincinnati, this is a great example of what West Virginia can do, I think, in the next couple of years. And does Cincinnati have elite donors? You don't hear about that. Does Louisville have elite donors? You don't hear about that. Does South Florida? Hell no. Is South Florida spending more money than West Virginia? No, it's not. So it can be done even with less. We just got to hit on the guys, Jackson. Oh, yeah. Let's jump out of here, though. We're running over again, and I got to keep my times down. So, guys, the Jackson's World College Football here on Locked On West Virginia at VOCFB on X, and obviously the Voice of College Football Alabama channel. I'll also be on the Voice of College Football with Alabama with Locked On Alabama hosts and Jackson here coming
Jimmy
up Tuesday.
Stein and Luke Robinson Tuesday night. That's going to be a wild ride as we'll be giving out our mid-season report cards on the offense and defense, and we'll go over some recruiting updates. I figured that since we're having a bye week, let's throw a little party on Alabama Primetime Live 34 Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, as Mountaineer Paul, Jimmy Stein, and Luke Robinson and myself will be making some magic. Tune in. You won't want to miss it.
Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, guys. And we'll be back here in a couple hours after the game, win, lose, or draw, as always, to talk about what the Mountaineers did against TCU. I will see you there after the game. Thank you guys so much for joining in as we talked about Pat McAfee and his comments today, which were definitely different. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. Is this something that bothers you? What is your conspiracy theory? What is your opinion? Is West Virginia in trouble? Or is this just a one-off that Pat McAfee brought up out of frustration? Would love to know how you feel. But until then, guys, Jackson wants you to roll damn tide, and we want you to cue those country roads.
Wookie noises.